Welcome back to Mountain Connections. Well, it's the holiday season and we are going to keep baking. Even if you're feeling a little fatigued from cooking so much yesterday, well, now the Christmas holiday season is here. You might want to make cookies and pies, pastries, all those great things. Well, I recently spoke with Chef Elizabeth Mayhew. She has some really fun ideas for us on how to up our baking game. Let's take a look.
It's the season to bake, and we quite literally have the scoop on the essentials to make it happen. There's a difference between good baking and great baking, and it all starts with what's in your pantry. Here with the must-have items you need to take your holiday baking recipes to the next level is pro baker of the Dutchy of Millbrook, an artisanal baker in Dutchess County, New York, Elizabeth Mayhew. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me.
So where do we start? How do we up our baking games this holiday?
All right, it all starts with being prepared. So starting off, Baker's Joy. Baker's Joy is a cooking spray that you're going to use to spray on your bundt pans, your muffin tins, your cake pans. It's going to help get your cakes out after they've been baked. There's nothing worse than having half your cake stick to the bottom of the pan. So the secret of Baker's Joy is that it's flour based, so it's going to grease at the same time that it flours. Makes cakes just pop right out. So you definitely want to start with that. Next up, Crisco. Crisco is a staple that is certainly in my kitchen. It makes pie crust nice and flaky. It makes, it allows the crust to kind of keep its shape. It's really good in baked goods. Listen, experienced bakers have always depended on Crisco. So I also love that it comes in these bars. That makes it for really easy use. It's got measurements all along the side, just like a bar of butter, and so quick and easy to use. The other thing is I get a lot of requests these days for vegan baked goods, so I use Crisco in place of butter for that. Baking powder. Baking powder is an essential to cakes and muffins if you want them to have that nice dome, that nice rise. The thing about baking powder is it can lose its efficacy. Clabber Girl is a great brand. It's been around for a long time, but you don't want to use old baking powder. So in order to see if yours is still good, you want to take a teaspoon of it, add it to some warm water, and if it fizzes, then it still works. So baking powder must have, and also be precise with that measurement. Remember, baking powder and baking soda are very different things. Baking soda is what's going to help your cookies spread out. So pay attention to that. They're not interchangeable. Spices. Spices are really important, especially now if you're making that pumpkin pie or ginger cookies or a pumpkin bundt cake. Things like cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, allspice, cloves. You want to make sure that those are still fresh and good. They can lose their potency over time, particularly if you don't store them well. Spice Islands is a great brand. You can find it at basically any grocery store. It's the brand I grew up with. But again, make sure you bought those and stored them properly in a cool, dry place. Otherwise, they might not taste the same as when you first bought them. And lastly, I only bake with real vanilla extract. I never use imitation. Imitation is just fake. Please don't buy it. What's great about pure vanilla extract is it adds like a depth of flavor and complexity to your baked goods at the same time that it adds a touch of sweetness, so you can often cut the sugar just by using some vanilla. So those are a few things that I suggest you start with. Also, you just want to be prepared, read your recipe. If you want more recipes or tips, head to bakingathome.com and you'll find everything you need.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us today. I'm really excited to get in the kitchen and become a great baker, so I appreciate your tips.
No problem. Good luck and happy holidays.
Thanks so much to Elizabeth Mayhew for helping us up our baking game. And we have come to the end of our show for today. Hope that you have a great Friday and are looking forward to a nice weekend. We have you ready through Park City Film, also things you can watch at home, tech you can buy, and much, much more. Be sure to tune in Monday morning. We'll be back here live at 7 a.m. We'll keep you updated on community news, holiday fun, and of course, much, much more. In the meantime, have a great day. I'm your host, Christine Napier. Head to our website, parkcity.tv, for more exclusive information, and follow us at Park City TV on social media. Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks again for joining us.